Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Today I'm going to do a review on this Eureka J15 Pro Ultra Robot Vacuum Cleaner. So this robot vacuum cleaner will mop and vacuum at the same time. Here we've got a clean water tank. This is what it's going to use to wash your mop your floors and wash the mop pads. And over here is the dirty water tank. You can see it's got lots of dirt in there. It's been mopping my floors right here. Now the vacuum cleaner is going to go around and vacuum your house, come back to the base station, and then there's another vacuum that kicks on and sucks everything out of the robot into this dust bag. Once in a while you will have to replace this dust bag. Now here in a little bit we're going to see how well it cleans up this kitchen. But first let's talk about the robot. It does have LiDAR navigation. This does a really good job of mapping your house. In the Eureka app you can go in there and put no-go zones. You can create a schedule, have it clean certain rooms on certain days. It does have a camera on the front. Now this camera, you can turn that on as a video camera and have a video call through it. It's got lights on the front. This is also a sensor that will detect dirt on the floor, and it also helps avoid obstacles. It does have the bumper on it, so if it hits something, it's going to turn around and go the other way. Now here is the dust bin. So this is going to go around, vacuum your house, and everything's going to go into the dust bin. Then when it backs up to the docking station, everything will get sucked out through there. It also has a onboard water tank. So when it docks, it's going to fill the water tank up right there and charge the robot. Here's the bottom side of the robot. This is the brush roller that's going to vacuum. It's got one side brush. Now the robot can control the speed of this brush. It also has a carpet sensor, and it also has these fall-off sensors so it won't fall downstairs. Here's your drive wheels. Now the mop pads, it can raise and lower these 12 millimeters depending on if it senses carpet. And it can also move one of the mop pads. So this mop pad, it can move off over to the side so it gets right up next to the walls because there is a side sensor here. Now how these robots work is, in theory, like when you have a little bit of mud, the mop pad is going to be wet and the robot is going to spray water on it to keep it wet. But in theory, as it's mopping your floor, it has to capture that dirt, okay? And now that dirt's going to be inside this mop pad, and then after a designated time or square footage, it's going to go back, wash the mop pads, wash all that dirt off, and then clean the rest of your house. Now down here there is a little cutter for the hair. So if we take the brush off, down here there's a little hair cutter. At the end of the job, it's going to come back to the base station, and you'll hear that it's turning the brush roller and cutting the hair, and then it empties out the auto dust bin. Down here in the docking station, there's where it auto empties, there's where it charges, there's where it fills the robot, and here's where it washes the mop pads. It does wash them with hot water. And it does have a self-cleaning. These will help self-clean this because when the dirt gets around here, it kind of gets it back. And then it sucks the water up into the dirty water tank. At the end of the job, it's going to blow hot air onto the mop pads to dry them. It'll blow hot air on for about 2 hours. Now there is no solution tank. You're supposed to use water only in the clean water tank. Here's what the Eureka app looks like. It does a good job of mapping your house. It also tells you what obstacles it comes in encounter with because it has a camera on the front. So see, there's a shoe. It also shows you exactly where it was and where it cleaned. You can also divide into different rooms, and you can put no-go zones to keep it out of areas that's going to cause you trouble. You can do a full house clean, you can clean by room, you can do a zone, you can do the smart plan where it kind of manages how it cleans, or you can do vacuum and mop, different levels. Then you can do vacuum then mop, which I really do like, vacuum only and mop only. And you can select up to 1, 2, or 3 cleaning passes. We'll do 2.
Adding water.
Okay, so I've told it to start cleaning this room. The first thing it's going to do, it's going to add water to the robot. You're hearing it filling the water tank. Next, it's going to wash the mop pads. That's going to do 2 things. It gets the mop pads wet so that you can start mopping right away, but it also gets them nice and clean. And the app is constantly telling you what it's doing. Now it's mop cleaning. Now during this process, you're going to hear a couple things. You're going to hear a water tank putting water down there. It is hot water. Then you're going to hear a dirty water tank sucking up the dirty into the dirty water tank. So you'll hear some different, and you'll also hear the mop pads spinning. This usually takes about 2 minutes. Now towards the end of the cleaning, it does get a little noisier. Okay, so it's going to undock itself, and it's going to start vacuuming and mopping this floor. Okay, so the mop pads are spinning. And it can extend that mop pad to reach underneath the legs. All right, let's see how the obstacle avoidance works. It is recognizing that cable. It's going to go around it. I would like for it to stay a little bit farther away from that cable. Now when it gets to carpet, it's going to raise the mop pads automatically because of the carpet sensor. So here we go. There's the mop pads are being lifted. Okay, it does spin the side brush on carpet. Let's check the corner cleaning capabilities. So it doesn't get quite everything in the corner, but it can extend that mop pad now right up against the cabinets. Okay, so it detected a stain, and now it turns the mop around so that the brush roller doesn't go in it. Okay, so it's going to do 2 passes. So hopefully it captured quite a bit of that mud in the mop pads. Now it's lifting the mop pads when it senses carpet, and it's vacuuming only. So it's going to capture that mud. On the second pass, well, after the first pass, it's going to go back and wash the mop pads before it does the second pass. So it did go over that muddy paw print a little bit more. There's a little bit of smearing left. Okay, so it's finishing up vacuuming the carpet. Again, it's got most of this mud up. Okay, so it's doing the second cleaning pass. It's going to do it in the opposite direction. Now, my robot did not go back and clean the mop pads before it did the second pass. Okay, so now it's all done cleaning the floor. It's going to come back to the base station. It's going to wash the mop pad and auto empty the dustbin. And it also will cut the hairs off of the brush roller. Okay, so here's the self-empty. Okay, so now it's going to clean the mop pads with hot water. And at the end of the job, it's going to dry them with hot air. And again, this operation can be a little noisy. It is kind of putting water down there. You'll hear the brush rollers spinning, and then it sucks it up into the dirty water tank. Okay, now this is the hot air that's going to blow onto the mop pads when it's done. Now, you can hear it. It's not super loud, but you definitely can hear it. Okay, so I've had some hit or miss with this. I put some Pepsi on the floor. That is a complete liquid. They really claim that that front sensor can sense liquid, and then it turns the robot around and only does the liquid. We've really got to put this to the test. Oh, Miss Fiona's up from her nap. Good girl. Okay, so we just got a notification that stain was detected. It was kind of far away when it did. Okay, so it's making a square around it. Okay. It turned the vacuum off and now it's mopping only. Now I thought it said it would back up into the... Ooh, it is backing up into it. Wow. That actually worked. Now, granted, that's quite a bit of liquid that those mop pads have to pick up. But it did back up into it. Now, I'm hoping it's going to go back, since that mop pads are really full of soda, it's going to go back and clean the mop pads. I do have it on its AI mode. And we did get... Okay, we're going back to wash. Excellent. It did get a note, clean stains. That's all we get right there is. But those mop pads are really full of soda. Now, hopefully it's going to wash those mop pads, get all of them clean, and then go back and mop this again. Now, that was pretty good. It was way over there, and it was able to sense that stain right here. And it kind of made a square around it. And then it started and went and reversed into it. And this, I heard a notification saying stain detected. It immediately turned the vacuum off and lifted the brush roller, the vacuum brush roller. Yeah, it does get pretty loud during these mop washing events. Now, as far as I know, there is no sensor in there to detect the dirty water if it's too dirty and tell the robot to go remop. It doesn't have that sensor that other robots have in the dock. It's mainly relying on that front camera to kind of detect things. Now we're going to check some more obstacle avoidance. I got some fake poop over there. Okay, so it's going right into mopping this same area. Now I like that. It washed the mop pads and it's going right back to where the stain was detected. So now those mop pads are nice and fresh. It's going to get whatever smearing was done. Now there was quite a bit of smearing with that Pepsi, but now it should get it. And I wonder what it's going to do after. Oh, it's backing up into where it thinks the stain was again. All right, this is pretty cool. I'll give Eureka that. It did work. Now earlier, I did have to turn the pet avoidance thing off. So in the app, it asked if I had pets. Because anytime it would see anything, it would just completely avoid it. Because that could have been, your dog could have peed on the floor. And so you wouldn't want it to do this if that was dog pee. So in the app, there's something you can select if it's pets. Then it just avoids that Pepsi, or because it really can't tell if it's pet mess or Pepsi.
Going back to wash mop
Okay. So it mopped that area and it's going to wash the mop. That's actually pretty good. But again, I had to turn the pet avoidance thing off. Yeah, I think it was under AI Butler. I do have spot that is on. It was off by default. I don't have these other two on. Obstacle. See, I had to turn the pet off. Originally, I had that on. And I even turned the obstacle avoidance up to exhaustive. I did have this originally on intelligent. It was really, really running over a lot of things. So we're going to try it on exhaustive. Okay, so now it's going to clean the rest of the kitchen. Again, we still got quite a bit to do. Okay, so that's right where that's where it last recognized that soda. So it's picking up right where it left off. It's vacuuming and mopping. That was pretty good. I have to admit, I was pretty hard on this in the first look. But the settings, I didn't understand a whole lot. And I had some settings off. I really would like it to go in a straight line underneath the cabinets. It's doing better. I had to turn some things off, but... Okay, it's backing up into that corner. They really do like that this is a square circle. They say that it can get into corners better. Now I got to stay away from it. It'll recognize me and think I'm an obstacle. Oh, it did see that cable. Okay. So it is, that's pretty good. Again, I had to do a setting. I had to turn it up to the more advanced setting. The default setting, it would not recognize that. Okay. Okay, it's going to recognize that dog poop. Okay, so there's the setting. You've got to have it on that exhaustive setting. I've never heard that word. And maybe I'm not pronouncing it right. Now, I do find the mop pads do go on the carpet a little bit more than normal, but I never went in the app and told it that there was carpet there. I'm just relying on the carpet sensor itself. So it might do a better job if I actually put in the map where there was carpet. See there, they're spinning on it a little bit. And we did get a notification, pet feces, pet poop. My internet's real slow, so it hasn't got the picture uploaded yet. And they got the cable too earlier. There's the electric wire. Now the corner cleaning capabilities, you know, it wasn't able to get all the way in the corner. That's pretty impressive. I would like for it to stay a little farther away. That brush roller got kind of close. No, oh, it just... And again, I don't know if it's because I got around it. I know these things don't like it when you get around them. just pooped. It's not perfect. Obstacle avoidance is not perfect. So, you know, this is not sticky. Where that Pepsi was, now it only used water, but it's not sticky. And earlier it did get the muddy paw prints off. I was hoping that between the first and second pass, it would have washed the mop pads, and it kind of alluded to that in the advertisement. But I think that was for the camera detecting a stain, not for... I was hoping that if I had it selected for 2 passes, that it would, on the second pass, go back and wash the mop pads. That's not the case. That's going to be... So it's only going to wash the mop pads based on feet. I've got it on 120. So even though it did 2 passes, it didn't get enough square footage yet to go that first time to go back and clean the mop pads. If I had it on 107, it might have. Now that's, as far as I know, that's the only setting. I can't do it like clean after each room. I would love to see it like clean after each room or clean after the second cleaning, you know, or after the first cleaning. It does find the dock and dock itself. Of course, I say that and now it's having problems. You can do multiple floors of your house. You can leave the base station up stairs and have it clean the basement. That's hilarious. It's never had a hard time docking till I get it. I think it's because I was standing around it. It's always docked itself. I haven't come downstairs yet and found that it hasn't been docked or been stuck on anything yet. There. And this hair cutting, they don't explain what's going on. I don't know if that little knife in there is moving or if it's spinning the brush roller backwards. If you could let me know in the comments. And there's that little beep. Most robots don't beep. It's kind of deep. I mean, that might get annoying. This does seem to be kind of a loud base station. I know I could change the self-emptying frequency or soft emptying, but really, the washing of the mop pad is kind of loud. And this self-cleaning frequency of the base station,
Start self-emptying.
I just don't know enough about that. Here's the self-empty. $77, that's not bad.
Start station self-cleaning.
Yeah, it's got kind of a growl to it. And I'll show you that those wiper pads, I'm not sure exactly what's growling. And it will spin those mop pads at different speeds. Well, it says the wastewater tank is full. You know, the water's not super hot. I mean, it's room temperature basically. So it actually did a pretty good job. Okay, so I emptied the dirty water tank. I'm hoping it picks up where it left off. So far, now this is a test I hadn't tested yet. You know, I should be able to just empty the dirty water tank and it wasn't able to finish cleaning the mop pad. It should just pick up where it left off. I mean, I get it. I don't like when I have to go in and tell it to do something. Press the robot's power button. Okay, so, all right, that's okay. Eufy will it knows right where it was. So hit the power button and it should, all right, so it should pick up right where it left off. That's, at least it's telling you. I'm okay with that. Did we ever get a picture? I don't know. My internet's slow, so I don't know what's going on. Earlier, I was getting pictures of all of these. No, I'm not. And again, I'm using the smart plan. They don't tell us a whole lot about that. I think that feature where it reverses itself only works in the smart plan. Okay, let's do the carpet torture test. We got, again, a bunch of dirt and debris in the carpet, some obstacles, we'll see, and I'm gonna have it vacuum only. Here it comes. Now, it can only raise them 12 millimeters, which is pretty high. But in there, you could have it vacuum first and then mop. That way it wouldn't drag the wet mop pads over carpet. That's a pretty good setting. Vacuum first, then mop. And Miss Fiona is bored. No. Huh? You want to sit? I know, go ahead and sit. Good girl. Uh-huh. Here's your hair we use for testing. This, I emptied the Dyson into there. Up from upstairs. Alright, I think it's recognizing it. Oh, it's recognizing both of them? Okay. Again, in the first look, it didn't recognize hardly anything. But I've got it on the more advanced setting. I would like for it to stay a little farther away, but okay, that's good. That's pretty hard to recognize cables that are low to the ground. It's really thinking a lot. See, it should stay a little farther away from that, but at least it did recognize it. I think. Nope. I don't know why it struggles with that. That's a pretty easy one for it to recognize. It's tall. Okay, so it's definitely staying away from the fake poop. Oh, you did such a good job. See, I mean, just, you did, none of them are perfect. None of them are perfect. It was doing such a good job. And it even recognized, I want to show you. So it recognized the cable. Now, why aren't you showing a picture? Probably some setting I got wrong or off. It recognized the pet poop, but my internet is really slow right now. I got terrible internet sometimes. All right, so let's verify. Oh man, it is picking up a lot. Now, it did struggle with auto empty earlier, so we'll...
Dustbin not installed. Please open the upper lid of the robot and install it. Continue the cleaning.
So it's really getting close to that little, it's calling it a pet bowl, which, that's not even close to a pet bowl, but I mean, you should not. Oh my goodness. You did such a good job of recognizing it, and then you go and do that. Why? Why? Because I paused it? No, I didn't even move you. I get nothing. They're just not perfect. Man. I know they don't like to be paused, but... Okay, it's all done cleaning. It did a pretty good job of vacuuming. It's hard to, tell because it was trying to miss so many things, but, it is full. All right, let's see how it docks this time. So it's hair cutting in progress. Yeah, they don't, the high density blades, all it says is they operate at 400 times per minute with a 4mm reciprocating vibration. So they must vibrate, reducing hair entanglement.
Start self-emptying.
All right, here comes the self-empty. All right, it's all done. All right, let's take a look at this one. All right, first thing, let's make sure it... Okay, this time, everything did auto-empty. I know in the first look, it didn't auto-empty everything, but this time it did. All right, so let's... Well, pads are pretty dirty. They're really wet, but I didn't give it a time for it to dry, but I would like to see maybe I'm washing them a little bit better, but that's okay. Okay, what's going on in here? I don't understand this. That must be, I'm going to zoom in for you. Again, it's sharp, so they must be like little scissors. Now, maybe it moves it? No, that's stationary. So all it can do is maybe vibrate the scissors. Now it says it has better hair prevention wrap on the ends. Yeah, the brush rollers definitely go through it, but it's just skimming the surface. Like say if something gets wrapped around and it's a little bit deeper, it's not going to get it. I don't know. Now I will say it didn't suck the Pepsi up. Because it can move that up and down. And I can definitely tell like there's a motor there. Yeah, that sensor. Again, there's the LED lights. Okay, let's talk down here. They're doing something that I don't understand, and maybe you can tell me in the comments. Now these, I'm a little concerned, not really concerned, but like there's not a motor that turns these. These just snap on and off. I mean, maybe there is. Maybe there's a magnetic motor that's, it feels like the robot itself, it's turning these, which I don't know if that makes sense. Like the mop pad. Okay, I'm going to be giving it the score, but I want to talk about this. So I know the robot turns. There's a motor in the robot that turns. But is this just relying on the mop pad to turn it? Or then where's the scraping? I would want this to be turned by a motor from the base station, and I don't know that that's the case. I can't imagine. Maybe it does. The hot water comes in. Yeah, I would want this thing to be turning to scrape and clean this. I don't know. Now there's another thing. It talks about it's super. I know that these turn, and this gets all of the dirt and debris to this area. Okay, that makes sense. When it's turning. Okay, let's think about this. And then it says it dries the mop pads, which it does. It says it dries this tray. And let's say we did see a little debris, like we did see a little bit of debris over here. And then it says that it sucks it up when it turns it sucks it up into there. Now normally the auto empty is right here. They don't describe this a whole lot. Is there a flapper valve? That thing turns? That must be air? So when it sucks up the air... they wish they would describe this better. I did see a little animated diagram online where this is like being... it is sucking up this area. Because it says, it dries this debris, then it sucks it up into the waste bin. I'm finding that hard to understand. And I'm finding how this works to understand. And that's what... See, we've got self-empty, air dry, mop washing. What's...
Start station self-cleaning.
I don't know what that is. Takes 3 minutes. That's kind of that grinding noise we heard earlier. So we did the stubborn stains. It saw the stain and went back and mopped it twice. That worked. This is the self has received this SGS. I need to learn more about that. And it shows it sucking up some of the stuff from down there, maybe. There's those. They don't say whether those, like, is there a motor turning those? After cleaning the robot's mop, the tray where it is washed is automatically cleaned and with a built-in scraper that moves the waste to a collection area. Stains never get a chance to set in, and your robot's mop is always washed with totally clean water. Okay. See, I wish I knew more. There's that flapper. I wish I knew more of what that did. I think it is sucking up the dry material after it's been dried. Because we see it there. There's the onboard water tank. Yeah, it's just kind of a grind. It's kind of a lot of a water. You hear being... Okay, so now it's hot air drying. Again, that is not the quietest one I've ever heard. It's not the loudest. iRobot 10 Max is noisy. You're definitely going to know that's on. Roborock and Dream are a little bit quieter. Okay, Miss Fiona, what score did it get? It got a 92A. I was not expecting that. Now, where did it struggle? Self-cleaning the mop pads, I'm debating 4 or 3. Same with the avoidance, a 4 or a 3. It did good on hardwood floors, but then when it went back, it kind of missed it. It has some good areas, mopping around rugs. I would like for that carpet sensor to work a little bit better on it. So 3, kind of, other than that, it did really good. I mean, it's hard to ding it on not being well refined. I mean, when I look over here at my Roborock Curve, that's about a 18th generation robot from Roborock. So they've just fine-tuned it. This is this is a first generation with spinning mop pads. They've got another mopping one, the J15. I don't recommend it. I've got it over there. I think they're probably going to discontinue it, honestly. but this is probably their new evolution. And this is their first generation. It's okay. The sensor on it actually did a pretty good job with that Pepsi, but you got to turn the pet thing off. I'm running into where there's a lot of settings, and I'm getting used to them. This is where you run into robots can have sometimes too many settings. I don't necessarily think this one has too many settings, but they've got kind of some weird names. They don't really describe exactly what's going on when you're changing the different settings. I wish we had more information on this. You just pretty much got to learn by doing, or look in the comments or watch a video. And I'm sure there's going to be people tell me in the comments exactly what all those settings mean, and I really do appreciate that, because I struggle with a lot of those settings, because I'm looking for the information online. I go to the website, I go to, the brochures that they're trying to sell this, and I'm like, that's where 90% of the people are going to get their information from. So that's where I'm getting my information from. I'm not going into product. I'm not watching a big detailed product demonstration on this. Like, I'm just like, where's everybody getting their information from? That's where I'm getting it. But I do appreciate everybody telling me exactly what everything means. I did buy this with my own money. It's right now it's a day before Thanksgiving, so it's $700. That's an amazing price. I don't know that it'll ever go under that, because it's retailing for $1,000. Maybe in a year or two it might go down, but you never know. They could just discontinue. But then I don't know. It's hard to figure out these robot vacuum cleaners, because they're still selling their one they've had around for a couple years now. So it's not as refined. I like it. It's an A, but it's not finely. It's a little bit louder. It's a little bit. There are better ones. So for $700, you can get a Roborock Q-Revo Pro. Yeah, there's the Pro right there. That's got, it's about the same obstacle avoidance, a little bit more well-refined. The Curve right there, that's a $1,200 robot. For $700, the competitor is going to be the Shark Never Touch Pro. What I get, that's going to be really cool. This is a very simple robot. $700 right now. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles, all the settings, but that can be a good thing. Yeah, the obstacle avoidance might be a little bit better on the Eureka, but there's nothing wrong with the Shark. Yeah, here's the Eureka J15. I've got it. It's okay. It's got a rolling mop pad. It's a little bit different, but again, I don't think it's been a huge seller for them. Now, here's the X30. I think this is on sale for $800. That's probably the one to get. Spend an extra $100 and get an X30. That's an amazing robot. And then over here, this is the L20. That's a $700 robot, but it's big and bulky, but it works really good, but it's big and bulky. So again, I did buy this with my own money, $700. I think I paid $800. There's a $100 off coupon now, of course, closer to Black Friday. So would I spend $800? I probably wouldn't. Would I spend $700? I might, if I needed the video camera on the front of it. The X30 has that also, but it's an extra $100. So if this is $800, I would get the X30. But I did like how it did avoid that stain and went around it, but you can't put, it doesn't say to put any solution in the water. And the fan's a little bit noisier. Yeah, even though it did score an A, I might get the X30. That's the Dream X30. Now again, if you purchase products using my links, I am an affiliate with Amazon. So the link will take you to Amazon, and the product won't cost you anymore. But if you end up purchasing it using my link, I get a small commission from the sale. It is a way of helping support my channel. So it's been a long week. I've been trying to really get these videos out for you because I know the sales. This one was a little bit of a quick video just because of the sales that are coming up for Black Friday. It's kind of on the fence for me where I'm at on it. Time will tell with it. I will do an update. I'll have it clean my house. And then after 2 or 3 months, I'll do a real world test, and then we'll kind of really know about it after that. So I really do appreciate everybody's support. I've got some exciting news. I've got channel memberships coming on YouTube. That's a way of helping support my channel. That way I can continue to do these honest reviews. The robots are getting kind of expensive, and they're releasing them so quick now. I really do appreciate everybody's support. Using the links that I provide in the video really does help. But again, the products won't cost you anymore, but I do get a small commission from the sale when you use my links. It is a way of helping support my channel. The channel memberships, I don't know exactly how it's going to go yet. If you've got any ideas on channel memberships, I would appreciate it. Leave it in the comments down below. That would be very helpful because it's really, really new to me and I don't know exactly what to do. So I've been wanting to do it and I'm doing a lot of research on it. So I want to give some benefits to you to where you would pay a monthly subscription. I think it's going to be $4 or something. And it gets you some little extra benefits from my channel. And again, also check out my Just a Dad coffee. That is another way of helping support my channel. Now, even though I review these expensive robots, I really do have a lot of videos on the cheaper ones. They've got several different models of the Q, Roborock Q. These are sub 300 robots that just vacuum. They do mop, but not the best, but mainly for vacuuming. So again, I got videos on all of these. I got the best of 2024. It's the Curve and the L40 and the X40, but the Slims, right? And I got best of under 1,000. You know, I've got all these best. I've done a lot of work on these robots, and I'm really able to narrow down my picks. It's just from putting in the time and the effort. This was a lot harder a year ago. It's getting a little bit easier because they're starting to shine. The ones that, like Roborock has been around a while, they're on their 10th, 20th generation of a robot. They refined it. That you can tell that's a refined product. Eufy the same way. Dream the same way. You know, I reviewed this 3i. It's got a whole different system. It has a water reclamation system. But anyway, it's a first generation. So it's a little bit, you know, you can tell it's not as refined. That Curve is super refined. And same with this Eureka J15 Pro. It's a first generation. It does okay, but it could be just refined just a little bit. It shows itself. When you start reviewing as many robots as I do, you can really start to see, okay, they're kind of fixing the little things with each progression. Each progression of a Q Revo from Roborock, you can tell is a little bit better. But then what they do, what I love is once they get a kind of a refined product, like that's the Roborock Q Revo Master, I think, or Pro, I forget. But once, like that's the Q Revo line. There's like 8 Q Revos out there. And what I really like now is they take away sensors and lower the price. Now, we would all love to have all the sensors at a really cheap price, but what they do is they'll take away the front camera, lower the price. They'll take away the sensor that's in the docking station that senses the dirty water and tells the robot to go remop. They'll take that sensor away and lower the price. And what you have over here, this is the Roborock Q Revo S. They pretty much took away all the sensors, but you have the basic robot vacuum. That's an amazing buy. $560 right now. That's a super low price for a robot that has LiDAR navigation. It cleans the mop pads, dirty water tank, clean water tank, auto empty. That's what I love about the progression. You know, Shark's got 2. I got a detailed review on those in comparison. One cleans the mop pad, the other one doesn't. And Dream does the same thing also. They've got different progressions. You know, the X30 has fewer sensors or different things than the X40. And this is the L10 Heat, and I got the L10S. Here's another Q Revo. So as 2024 draws to an end, I can't say thank you enough. I'm gonna go right over here. Look, that right there would not have been possible. That's a 100,000 subscriber plaque from YouTube. I'm so thankful to everybody for subscribing, liking. It's just meant the world to me. I love helping people. That's the main reason behind my channel. I am excited about 2025. I might go to CES in Las Vegas where they're releasing all the new products. I'm going to check my budget because I've spent so much on robot vacuum cleaners because I got to go out there. And I'm in Illinois, so I have to fly out there and stay, but I'm super excited about the future. Thank you, everybody. I will be continuously doing these robot vacuum cleaners. I still do other vacuum cleaners. I still do coffee makers. I still do Tennicos. Those things aren't changing like these robots. And they're not as deep, they're not as extensive of what is going on in them. And I love this challenge of these robot vacuum cleaners. And everybody, you have been so helpful to me. I think, you know, I admit, I don't know everything about these robots. It's my full-time job, but I've learned so much from you, and I am so thankful for that. And again, thank you for that plaque. This has just been an awesome journey. I'm glad you're going on it with me. If you've watched my videos, the robot vacuum cleaners, I'm hitting them really, really hard right now. and I get which products to do next, I get from you. I did the Eureka and that 3IS one only because viewers were telling me, hey, would you please do that? And after I get about 2 or 3 people telling me, I'm like, okay, I probably need to get it, because that's probably a more indication of what needs to be done. So I'm looking forward to the future. Watch till the very end here. I got some exciting news, a sneak peek of my new studio. It's taking a little bit longer to get done. It's gonna be done in 2025. I'm gonna take my time because it's really gonna be focused on these robot vacuum cleaners. I wanna do it right. So I'm already kind of changing the layout a little bit, even though we're not redoing anything. It's just, I'm glad it's taken a little bit longer, because now I'm like, oh, I want the camera here and this and that. So I am excited for the future. Thank you, everybody. And again, just if you could, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. And so if there is also another way of helping support my channel, justadadcoffee.com. When I first started out, I reviewed so many coffee makers that I thought I would brand my own flavor of coffee, and I did. It's Just a Dad Simple Sip Coffee. It's kind of like a medium to dark roast. It's brewed in the K-cup form, ground coffee, or whole bean. I think it tastes really good. I brew mine hot or ice. This is what I drink, and I think it tastes really good. So I really would appreciate everybody's support with that. And this plaque I got right here, 100,000 subscribers, would not be possible without the viewers and everybody liking and subscribing. So I really do appreciate this. This was an amazing day that happened about a year ago. I'm quickly approaching 170,000. So thank you, everybody. This is all because of you. I hope I'm helping you. And that's the whole reason behind my videos, is helping people. So there's a couple ways to communicate with me. I do have my own Just a Dad Videos group page where you can join. I do free giveaways there. Now, typically sometimes it may not be very big products. Those can be super expensive to ship, but we try to give away as much as we can on this. And I kind of post behind the scenes of how things are going and maybe what future videos are. But if you've got questions, this is a really good avenue to reach me. I do try to look at it about 2 or 3 times a week. I also have an Instagram page. Now, that's my son, Shelton Automotive Group. He has his own auto dealership, but you can check out my Instagram. I do kind of behind the scenes, there's a lot of Miss Fiona and different things. So we have a lot of fun over on Instagram. I'm also on TikTok, and I'm starting to do more condensed videos on TikTok. They can't be super long, and TikTok has its own TikTok shop. I'm just getting my feet wet in that. So if you want to follow me on TikTok, Just a Dad Videos. Hello everyone, it's Just a Dad. So I got some exciting news. I bought this old chiropractor building in my hometown, and we're going to be building a robot vacuum cleaner studio. Let's just take a quick peek here where it's under construction. I think it's going to take another month or so. But man, I'm being super excited. We put a wall in here, and this is where all of the robots are going to be. There's going to be a studio here. I'll have some soundproof ceiling in, some lights, but this is going to be super exciting. I can't wait. This is going to give me so much more room to deal with all of the robot vacuum cleaners. Over here, we're going to put a sink. We're going to put a sink so I can empty everything out. And I got a little bit more patching to do. Back here is going to be some storage rooms. So we'll have some storage back here that we can do. But man, am I excited. This is awesome. So I want to thank everybody. None of this would be possible without you. I'll keep you up to date. So this area right here, this was an old sink. So this is where I'm going to be putting, I don't know what I'm going to put here. It'll be a sink of some sort, but I want it to be open so that I can connect to that plumbing. That's a drain line and a water line. I want to put those, I'm going to get the Dream X40 Ultra, the one that it fills itself and empties itself out. I think Roborock has one too. So I think that's the future. That's why I'm excited about the studio. It has plumbing in some areas that I can connect to and show you exactly how to do that in the future. And there's also a place. There was a little sink right here also. So I got water lines. I put a plug in so that we can plug our robot in, and there can be a little cubby hole for it. So wow. And I need help with what type of flooring to install. I'm going to put some carpet in here. I'm also going to put some hardwood floor. I think I'm going to put like a light gray, and then I need probably a darker color so that we can see how it cleans different things. I probably won't put marble or anything. I probably should, but it's just super expensive. So anyway, if you got any ideas on flooring, let me know, because this is going to be a studio that we can do testing in. and it's going to be everyday testing. So if there's some kind of flooring that's the most popular or a color that you like, I'll put about 3 or 4 different flooring materials in here. That way you'll get to see it on various ones. So super excited about this. It's kind of a small building, but man, this is going to be awesome. We got a little kitchen we're going to do right here. We're going to put a sink right here. There was a water fountain right here. So we're going to put another robot here. This will clean the entire place. So very, very excited. This is going to be a big room. This is this was an x-ray room right here. We took out an x-ray machine. It was super heavy. Had to do some repair work. This was the developer room. So this was an old chiropractor office. He had developer tanks. It was a dark room where he developed the x-rays. So it was really we had to do lots and lots of cleaning out. This was kind of the waiting room. There's a window here. We're going to keep this. This was the receptionist area and all that. So yeah, looking forward to this. So thanks everybody. This is coming soon. 2025 for sure. And Miss Fiona loves to play in the leaves. You love being outside, don't you?